Hi, teacher. My name is Maria Rodriguez. The linguistic variation. The linguistic variation adapts to the reality of the each speaker, their age, region, social group, educational level, or the communicative situation. You understanding the present the difference helps use level a more inclusive and respectful with the language and its user. The recognized language diversity is at its core, recognizing human diversity. And in the classroom, this understanding helps by the bridge between students for the different backgrounds, foster mutual respect, and promote more meaningful language that connect to real life. Belonging, for instance, of linguistic variation with age. The situation that a student needs to go to the bar. I boy is 6 years old, size, teacher, may I go to the bathroom, please? Ah, but the adolescent, 13 years old, and size, I can't. I go out for the moment, teacher, please. And finally, unlike an adult, a college student, decides, excuse me, might go for a moment, please, is as a reflection on these examples with rallies that although everyone wants something, the way they express in the chat with age. Each show how the language evolved with the code and the educational context. Thank you.
Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Maria Santillán. In this video, I want to talk about linguistic variation. Linguistic variation refers to the difference in language used among speakers. Influenced by factor is crucial because it reflects the diversity of human experience and identity. For example, linguistic variation gender often shade linguistic behavior. The study showing that men and women had different vocabulary or speech pattern. For example, in the classroom situation, the girl and the boy asking to borrow a pencil. The girl say, "Can I borrow a pencil, please?" The boy say, "Do you have a pencil I could borrow?" This means women are generally found to use more polite forms and collaborative language, while men may adopt more assertive and competitive style. Linguistic variation is socioeconomic status. Socioeconomic status affect language proficiency and use. For example, when the teacher in the classroom say, describing your weekend. A student from a high socioeconomic background say, on Saturday, I went to see a movie at the theater with my parents. Then we had dinner at a restaurant. In the other hand, a student from a low socioeconomic background say, on Saturday, I watched a movie TV with my parents and we ate at home. This disparity arises from differing in-home environment. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, my name is Marisabel Arce, and I am going to talk about the sociolect based on the classroom rubric example. The sociolect is the way people speak according to their background. It can be the age, their level, their job. And now I am going to do two sketches to show the example of sociolect. Student 1, teacher, may I go to the bathroom, please? Okay, that is student 1. In the same situation, student 2, hey teacher, I'm just gonna hit the bathroom real quick. Cool? So you see, the same students want the same thing but in a different way. That is sociolect. Now I am going to talk about the register. What is register? Is the level of formality we use when we speak, maybe to a close friend, or maybe when we talk to a school principal. So I am going to uh, make two sketches to show the example of register. Okay, I am going to speak to a friend in a situation we are in a San Marino. Yo, did you finish that crazy homework last night? That I was speaking to a friend. I use a complete different level of language. Now I am going to speak to a teacher. He is my teacher. Uh, Good morning, teacher. Last night I had some trouble making the assignment. Could you help me to understand it? The same person, different situations and different language. So that is register. So these are my examples of the different social linguistic based on the classroom relation.
Hello teacher, my name is Natalia Herrera. In the language we use every day, there are differences. People speak in different ways, depending on the place, the situation, or the person. Today we will talk about two types, code switching and regional variation. First, code switching. This happens when a person uses two languages in a one conversation. It usually happens when the person is bilingual or in a place where people use two languages. For example, a student in a class can say, Miss, ¿puedo ir al bathroom? Ya no aguanto. Here, the student speaks in Spanish and English in the same sentences. This can help communication say something more clearly, or it's just a habit. Sometimes code switching happens because the speaker feels more comfortable expressing certain ideas in one language rather than another. It can also happen where there is no easy translate for a word, or when the speakers wants to include a part of their cultural identity in the conversation. Code switching is common in communities where two or more languages are part of a daily life. And it shows how flexible and creative people can be with language. Now, regional variation. This means the language change in different places. Even if people speak the same language, they might use different words, accents, or grammar depending the region where they live. For example, Spanish speakers in different countries use different words for the same thing in a classroom. For example, a student from Mexico may say, profe, olvide mi pluma. A student from Argentina, they say, profe, olvide mi bidón. And a student from Spain, they say, profe, olvide mi bolígrafo. They all talk about the same thing, a pen, but with different words, all are correct. The words change with the region. Regional variation also includes different pronunciation in grammar rules. These variations are natural and show how language adapts to the culture, history, and daily life of each region. In summary, code switching is when person uses two languages in one conversation. It reflects the speaker's ability to navigate between different cultures and language easily. And regional variation is when people use different words, pronunciation, or grammar depending on the place. It shows the richness and diversity of language across different areas. These differences make the language richer and show the cultural diversity of the speakers. Thank you, teacher.